Percy, are you here? In the DRS general chat of the pork bread, can you post the I can't find it, the image about the sword swings for Avowed, the one that says to look north, south, east, or west based off the south one, just so I can write it down. There it is. Thank you. North one. Aqua, I know you don't really voice, but so the duelist is also a black mage, and they want to flare star once we get to Queen's Guard. Would you be okay setting up your holster to do flare star on Seeker, and then let them mimic you on Queen's Guard, and then they'll have flare star for the rest of the run? Okay, does that work for you, Paxi? Not in voice channel. Oh, I'll make sure Paxi knows that that's the case when they get in here.
Did you still need bodies?
Probably will need some bodies, yeah, but I'm not gonna be looking for subs for the next 5 minutes. But yeah, definitely there will be some people.
Okay. I'll just hang
I know
around
you can
before I
fill
switch
anything,
over.
Audrey. So maybe I'll
Yeah,
have
just
you
let me
fill
know
in the
whenever.
healer for Alliance B, because I know that we're missing one probably.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll switch over from.
Why don't you
this
start by joining Alliance B as healer, and then if we need to, we can swap you.
Okay.
Well, Arts, about the Eureka thing, honestly, once you get to Pagos, the speed of it picks up tremendously.
No,
and
it doesn't.
I've
It turns into a slog after the levels that we got.
Are you fighting stuff around Crab?
Yep.
That's not been my experience.
But I mean, each zone is faster than the last.
Let me check Party Finder now, or attendance now. All of Group A is here. Shigaru, do you know if Alec is coming? He's messaging me in party chat.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Had to drag him out of bed.
No worries. Okay, I know that Lei is not going to be here, which was our duelist, dancer partner duelist. So in a moment, I'm going to figure that out. But we're going to fill out Group C. I know that for sure.
Here,
I have
I'll
retired.
dance for C.
Okay.
I have returned.
So it looks like we're probably going to be splitting up Group E just because they're the undersized group into different groups. Just give me a moment to figure this all out before we call for subs.
Which party did you say, Pork? And what was the password?
Join Group B, and the passcode is the date 11/21.
21.
Omega. Okay. Do a last call for people.
Shit.
This mark. You know, we're gonna just go with that. All right, we're gonna balance some parties now. And what we're gonna do is have, give me a second. I'm gonna use it in alliance chats. Audrey, can you leave the group for a moment?
Let's see if my stuff. Good. Right, just in case. I'll be right back.
Where do you need to move to?
You're gonna join Party E and join as a tank. You're gonna be a golem tank without a party.
Okay.
You do that.
Hey, I'm sorry. What's the password for the alliance?
1121.
Oh, thank you.
So I put out a call for subs. They're all going to join into party E, and we'll see what joins. So we're gonna have to change some roles based off of stuff. So Azrael and Aurora, you two are going to be the primary Rens for this run. So just anticipate that you'll be the two that are casting Rend on every single fight. Now, if we can have a backup run situation, and we'll need one volunteer to be a backup run that's a melee DPS, if you can say it in Alliance chat. Zaltharish, you will be one of the backups for Queen's Guard. Just want to make sure that we have another one just so that we have two. But if we don't, it's okay. We can survive without that. Main thing for me right now is figuring out the Queen's Guard orbs, especially since we switched parties. So I'm going to go over that now. And if you look at the roster, just look at the orb positioning. We're not going to go based off of names just yet. I'm just going to link this. And I'm writing names down on the list. So give me a second. A, B, C, D. And I'm just gonna say your name, and if you're okay with it, just say confirm. Let's just say yes, like so that I know. Shelia, I'm gonna put you on for the A orb reflect. Lori, I'm gonna put you on for B. Wait, no, you're back up. You're getting no responsibility. Xavier for C. Evie for D. This is Queen's Guard orbs reflect. I'm going to skip E for a moment and Malhi for F. Okay, that's good, Phil. And let's see, what did Izumi join as? Dark Knight. Azumi, do you mind being able to cover Queen's Guard E even as Dark Knight?
Already, I'm back.
Yes, Althors, that will be the plan when we get to it. The reason why we're doing it like this is so that I can properly set up backups for when we need to. So, so for each group, they should be, except for group E, there should be 2 healers. And Audrey, you can back up Izumi if you need to on Reflex for E. So each group's going to focus on either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 when we get to Queen's Guard. Just make sure in your party that there is at least one person with Reflect and that you have backup light curtains, which can cover it. Also, make sure that Steel Sting and Spellforge are resolved before you drop down. We're going to do a ready check to see if we're ready to zone in. And Candace, I apologize. It's been a pretty busy week. I did not sit down with you for doing stuff about golems. It's up to you whether or not you want to practice that again, or if you would like someone else to do it for you. That's your call.
Someone else do it because I don't have the script.
Yeah, I apologize for that. The cloud stuff got way more involved than I thought. So if someone can volunteer to take over for golem calls today. Wait, and can you just answer in Alliance chat if you want to?
I can do it or back up if someone else wants to give it a shot.
I'm here. I didn't hit the button, but I'm here.
Okay.
That's Evelyn still healer.
Yep. Well, I'll do this if no one is volunteering. That's fine. Okay, so make sure to set up your pre-holster, which is the one that has your pure and your pure and your re-raiser. We will be using those when we zone in. And once we get Eminosa and Xavier to say that they're ready, we'll try zoning in. Don't apologize. Also, if last check for food, although I am pressing enter now, so if you don't, we will get it set up for if we wipe. So if you're listening to my voice, you're in group slime side, that is A, B, and C. Remember to drop down to the slime side, which is to the left. And Aldous will be calling golems, which will be dropping down to the right. If you are a person that needs protect, make sure to get it before you drop down by standing north of the box. I also would like to make sure that we have enough golem tanks, although Audrey, I think, can pick up the last one. But it should be Hichacha, Arthur, Cantus, and
for everybody to drop down to the golem site before I start any explanations. Just keep in mind that since I'm going to be calling golems, it may be a little bit different than you are used to, so keep this in mind. Looks like we have almost everyone here, so I'll start going with explanations. Once again, keep in mind that I'm doing things a little bit differently than you do here on Primal, so make sure to keep this in mind. The first things first, if you could get one tank on each of the golems. Next up, if we could have one healer on each of the golems. We do not necessarily need a healer on the red golem, but if you feel like it, you can do so. And this is one of the things about how I'm going to be calling it. The south green golem here is the green golem, while this north green golem here is the red golem.
Do you mind if we go with the typical primal? That's usually swapped.
Yeah, we can swap the red and green golems. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, usually it's going to be southwest is southwest, southeast golem is southeast.
Yeah, that's why I was a little hesitant on calling it. 'Cause
it's more that everyone's probably going to be doing mostly primal stuff, and that way they kind of have a feel of where they go.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, basically mine down here, the southeast one goes to red. And then the one Evie's on would be the green golem up northeast.
Okay, so if we could have our green tank come up to this one here then.
Here, I can cover that one. I think the red tank was doing red last week, so that probably works.
We'll also need a healer on the green golem over here. And the last thing we'll need is a physical range on our red golem to interrupt it. And if we could have a
fizz range, we have a bard and a.
Yeah,
I think Jotavi said in party group that they would interrupt.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a interrupter for red golem then. Okay. Looks like we have a preceptor as well, so if the preceptor would like to go on both sides and see the locations of the traps. If you could tell us the locations of the traps real quick. And right now, yeah, we do have one. They just did both sides.
Okay.
So I think everyone knows what they're doing here. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to put it in Yell Chat. But otherwise, let's get our ready checks out. Echo is ready. Foxtrot's ready.
Do the tanks have their tank stands ready?
Yep, tanks, make sure to have your tank stance on, and Delta is ready.
What's situation on Golem side?
We're good, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I good to
So,
do the countdown then?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good luck, everyone.
So where's my healer?
and let's get this rolling. Please be careful of the traps in the rooms. There will be a trap in the middle. Do not run ahead to the second part of the... Trap has
Who's
been
got to
popped.
pick up that?
DPS start in the blue room. Healers get ready to Asuna the tanks on blue golems. Asuna now.
Ow.
All the golems are up. Interrupt if you have to.
Alright, what golem is active?
And onto the green golem.
Be careful. I don't know if this was percepted or not.
Your interrupter for the red golem is
Interrupt our golems.
Yeah.
Sorry, my fault. I totally forgot, Jody. Thank you for dying for us.
And onto the white golem. Interrupt all the golems. White golems just have some compassion or sit down. And onto the red golem.
I would run it normally, but it sounds like they have one of the ones merging off the pad.
Let's just do this how we would anyway. Since the fusion has already been called, once this golem gets to around 20%, pop in golem and get on the pad and interrupt the golem. Pop in golem, get it on the pad. And now let's all gather in the center and bring all the room golems in. Do not interrupt them. We're going to let them cast Demolish.
We failed the slime side?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just let this go off so we can do the stack.
Please do not DPS the rune golems. Do not DPS the rune golems. If your Eraser pops, do an action to get rid of the invulnerability.
clicked it and it popped up.
And that is all. Let's exit the instance and we'll get things going once more. So how's everyone's day going today?
Doing pretty well, you know, just hanging out, getting Jotavi killed for fun.
It's good. I've been on the cloud server most of the day. Well, except for when I had to do stupid adulting things. But otherwise, it's good.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people over there.
Yeah, the queues are crazy.
Yeah, it's like I would do the Cloud DC stuff, but not only is the queues insane, they disabled all the support desk and reporting RTM trading. There's just so many problems going on there.
Oh, I haven't seen any of the RTM stuff, but I'm not in the major cities because I'm positive. But the queues are actually moving a lot faster than I expected for being at like 3,000 last night.
Yeah,
I mean, they're still
a
slow.
lot faster than they were.
At 3,000, but I remember when Endwalker came out, like that 3,000 took forever, and then you got kicked out right before you got in.
Yes,
I think that's the big thing is the stability. I haven't seen a 9,000 error yet. Trying to get in there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they
I
discovered
got
what was
hit.
causing the 9,000 error in Endwalker, so they say that it shouldn't happen anymore. It was an old pre-Realm Reborn bug.
It's still nice not to have it happen though when you like, but I get in queue, I go make some breakfast. It's great.
Gosh, that 9,000 kick was around for so long. It was a pain just doing literally anything, and all of a sudden you just got kicked for no reason.
That's what you get.
A lot of people this afternoon when I was getting ready to head off, because I had to go in and to do adulting, a lot of people were popping their books because the queues were at like 150 or so, and that was super fast, and so people were opening up all their books and doing all that kind of stuff. So it's been good. People are being pretty cool, helpful. I don't know how it is in like the main cities and stuff, so.
Yeah, this just reminds me of like the early release of Final Fantasy in general, where like everyone was trying to log on, everyone was trying to figure out everything, and just everything was a complete mess.
I feel like it's a good stress test though. I think that's what they wanted, right? Was everybody to try and like use it.
Yeah, I
It feels
understand
like
it's
it's
a,
baked. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand it is a stress test, but it's like I don't really see what the stressful part about it is. What's supposed to be the point of it other
I
than
don't-
just
To make
hey,
sure the
do
servers
this?
stay up and running and they
Yeah.
don't crash.
I think it's a capacity planning thing. They're just running servers and trying to run as much stuff as possible at one time so they can plan what they need as far as resources and things like that when they actually, because with a cloud you can flex it so hard, but this way they have a good baseline.
So it's
So
not
they know
really
where
a
to start
stress.
with.
So it's not really a stress test for the
Yeah.
people doing it. It's a stress test for the employees and for the servers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how I
yeah.
read it, as a stress test for the servers and the employees to see if the servers could handle the shenanigans that we would put them through.
Yeah, with the cloud, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do stress testing so much because if you need more cores, you just add more cores. So I think it's probably just baselining. Probably we've done this stuff before with IT stuff. It just gives you a good idea where to start, and then you can just kind of adjust from there.
Somebody said they haven't figured out why. I wonder if they're talking about the cloud servers. My understanding, the cloud servers are supposed to be there to expand and contract as needed with the
Yeah.
when we have more people wanting to come in or fewer people, to make it so that the servers can handle it all and not have crazy queues.
Yeah, but that's the reason they have like Dynamis as well. And it's like there's barely any servers and barely anybody on there, so it's like it's not. We already have the space and availability for new people.
Right, but the other servers don't.
Yeah,
So
they're
I think
physical
it's more meant
hardware,
for
yeah.
like the servers that are more full, so that when everybody returns to do Dawn Trail, they can still handle all the people that already have accounts. Well, and then all the Xbox users that'll be. We're
Oh
here
yeah, that
for
is going to.
fun.
Yeah, so
The
it's gonna be
timing of it-
even. It's gonna be even worse than the Endwalker because of all the Xbox players coming on.
That's what I wondered, if it would be worse because of Xbox. Won't that create like a huge influx? I would think so.
I think the timing of it kind of aligns to when they're replacing hardware too, because I remember they were getting caught by the same issue like the entire industry was with the silicon shortage, which was like a year before 6.0 came out. So they'd probably be due for replacement in the next year anyway. So they're just probably just testing the cloud so they can just migrate to that. It doesn't make sense for them to maintain servers unless they want to maintain, unless they have a fixed capacity. But this game fluctuates so hard, it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
I could see how having a cloud server would help with maintenance too, though. Like if you need to take a
Yeah.
server down, you just open
Pop
up
it
the
over to
cloud
another one.
server, and
Yeah.
people can still play, and you don't have any downtime for the players, which the players appreciate. And
Yeah.
that's actually, I hadn't really thought about that aspect of it, but that's actually
Yeah, it's like 15 minutes to flick
a
over your
big
load
brain.
balancer and you're good to go.
Yeah, maybe like have the Cloud DC world open when the main ones are under maintenance or something. Just have a good time on the cloud server while waiting for everything to be finished.
I mean, I'm sure for big patches they wouldn't be able to do that, but for server maintenance, I would think.
Even for big patches, though, they would in theory, because you're just building it. What you would do is you just build up tandem instances right next door to it. You'd have, like I said, you'd have to take it down to kind of probably readjust the load balancer for a little bit to make sure it all works. But like,
But would you put?
aside from that initial test,
Would you already have the patch applied to the cloud, and then we would all get to enjoy the new patch while they're applying it to the?
yeah. So
main
like when
servers?
we deploy stuff in our cloud environment, we do we'll typically deploy it to new instances. So you'll have you're paying double for the time you're doing both, but instead of having it down for like 8 hours or 9 hours or overnight or whatever, we just deploy it to a new instance, and then when we do it, it's basically like you take the application down for like 20 minutes, half hour, and all that is taking it down, you flick it over, you make sure your load balancer and all your stuff is good, and then all the IPs match, and then when you turn it all back on, you just do a really quick test to make sure everything is coming up, and that's about all you have to do. But because that's the beauty of cloud, is because it's all right there, you can just switch it over and it works just fine. I mean, it's super easy to do that kind of stuff. That's the huge benefit of us for cloud, is we have almost no downtime because of that.
Yeah, that would make sense. Although I don't know. Maybe I'm just not hip enough to follow it enough. But do people complain about the maintenance periods a lot? Like, is that like something
No.
that people are like, maintenance?
I don't think so.
Like, or I feel like people would probably be used to it at this point.
I think every video game in this genre over the past 30 years has pretty much required that, like since
yeah,
the dawn
yeah.
of online MMOs.
But I just didn't know if people
Yeah.
complained about maintenance periods. Like my FC, usually they'll plan something like, and like they'll play Among Us or something, like as a group. They'll plan like other events
Yeah.
to kind of kill the time, I guess, or whatever. But
I think a lot of it is just when you've got a game that fluctuates this hard. I mean, because the problem is like if you have a maximum capacity of the game, which you're going to run into on day one, and you're going to have these long queues because of that. And obviously, there's going to be limitations. Like you can't just like endlessly increase the size of the servers to like get rid of queues. It just doesn't work that way. But like ideally, you can run X amount of resources as a baseline, but on launch you're going to need twice that. As max out as much as you possibly can to what's reasonable. Deploy with that at the beginning, and then as the game kind of tapers off between major patches, you can kind of ramp down a little bit to save your costs. So you're basically
and
not
the
having to
cloud
buy.
servers can kind of be like
Yeah.
they're not turned off because they're not, but not used once the
Some other
demand-
company will use them. It's all the same thing. Like the cloud is just somebody else's computer. It's just a matter of does company A or does company B using it. But for them, it may not be a cost savings thing, but from an infrastructure standpoint, like that's why we use it. It doesn't make sense for us from a cost perspective. We have massive data centers, but like from a convenience standpoint of never having downtime more than like you do it like 3 a.m. when no one's using it anyway. It makes way more sense to do it that way. And always staying on top of it, not having to worry about having to get caught, with your pants down without actually having enough hardware or something like that. And then when you don't know the demand at all times, it's because the thing is too, they can even scale it down at night. Like there's no reason to run the NA servers at full steam at 3 a.m. Eastern. Like there's just not enough players on, so you can just ramp down the instance servers and stuff. It makes a lot of sense from their standpoint.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot you just don't think about.
Yeah, just
IT
scale it up
capacity stuff is really weird.
Yeah.
Just scale it up when you need to, scale it down when
Exactly.
it's possible, keep everything as even and smooth as it could possibly run without overcramming everything at once.
People will definitely appreciate that, I would imagine. Well, I would. Stability is good.
Yeah, it'd be amazing if we didn't have to deal with any like disconnect errors, or if like they could, because I don't know what the max capacity of what's reasonable, what they can actually run, but if we could get the queues and stuff down to almost nothing at the launch of 7.0, that would just be massively huge for this game.
Well, I know a lot of the people like in Brazil and stuff like that have posted that their ping is amazing with them.
Oh, really? I wonder where they're located.
I
Because
don't
the
know.
benefit of clouds, you can use multiple sites too, so you can even have
the
stuff.
cloud servers, they're on the East Coast according to the press release they put out.
Yeah, I think the most confusing thing about the cloud server thing is that the servers themselves are on the East Coast, however they're still using Pacific time for it. It's like, just make it consistent.
Well, I don't think most people probably didn't even see that.
So if they're on the East Coast, they're probably in Ashburn, in Virginia, and the U.S. major backbone is right there. So like, pings should drop across the board if they're going
I
to put
think
them
a
there.
few other people have posted that they had lower pings, and they were so happy
Yeah.
to make their game so much smoother.
The latency out of that region is absolutely insane. Like I get better latency from there than I do from Texas, and I'm on the West Coast. It's just, it's crazy good.
I guess that's another thing they're testing. How well does the different service work for ping for all the players?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, because if like everybody's complimenting about how it's just like fixing everyone's game, lowering the ping and doing all that, then maybe they'll implement that system into these servers here. Well, once everybody gets down to the golem sign, let's just get back into our original position.
That's true, World. They usually do Pacific Standard Time for most anything they do.
Yeah, and I guess that changing it to like the Eastern time because it's in the Eastern server, that really wouldn't make sense. It would confuse a whole lot of people. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably better to just keep it in the same time zone consistently. Looks like there is a trap in southwest, but no trap in southeast.
We're having some confusion with one of D's healers, but
Malhi can cover Cantus and make sure he doesn't die. Or she, they.
What's up? You call me?
Is that the right room? Izumi?
All you need is like one healer on each golem. It doesn't really matter the positions at this time. Just make sure that the healer and tank that you're with stay together.
Heal me.
Yep, so if we can get our ready checks out now, make sure that everyone's all here, ready to go.
Yepers.
Foxtrot's ready, Echo's ready, and Delta's ready. And a timer has been started.
I'm sorry, did I miss the trap call out?
The trap is in blue room. So there's a trap southwest, no trap southeast, and one random in the north.
Thank you.
Then one in the middle, right?
Yep, there's always one in the middle.
Always, yeah.
So do not run ahead to the second part until that trap has been percepted. Middle trap has been percepted. Feel free to head to the second half. DPS, get ready to DPS down the blue golem. You need a tank on the blue golem. And healers, get ready to center whoever has the tank buster. Interrupt if you need to. Blue golem's down. Let's go to the green room. So it's all golems. Green golem's down, make your way down to white, hold your burst, wait till it starts casting compaction. Interrupt your golems. Compaction, use your burst, get down to 0. And onto the red golem. No dots on the red golem, no dots. We're beginning it down to 20%.
Can we get some heals on Percy over here in the hallway?
Interrupt the golem. Oh, there goes no trap.
Percy and blowing up traps. I am so shocked.
Once this golem gets down to 20%, pop your invuln and get it on the pad. Get on the pad. DPS down the red golem. Use your burst. And now, Holy Golems will be spawning at a rapid rate. Please pick up the golems and take them to the middle of the hall. Or not. Do not jump on the pad. Do not jump on the do not jump on the pad. You'll be getting all deaths resolved first. If your party is alive, please indicate in yell chat. So Delta alive, Echo alive, Foxtrot alive. Foxtrot is alive, Echo is alive, and Delta is alive. Feel free to jump up the pad and rejoin the main VC.
Right, all of golems are being brought up. Okay, welcome to golems. If you have protect and you're not a healer, you do not need it. I mean, lost protect too. Make sure to remove that so you don't buff cap yourself. Last week we had Shigaru, so let's have Torgan main tank to start, and Shigaru, you'll be backup main tank. So Torgan should be the only one with tank stance on. If you're ready, move to the C waymarker. And for Ren's, let's have Aurora and Azrael do it. Whichever one of you wants to do it first, just figure out and shout chat now. Or yell chat, whatever. Make sure that you have re-razors, pures, and food. You'll need to have those at this point. Have your actions ready. And when you're ready, step beyond the purple line. Dancers are dancing behind. It looks like Lynn, Percy, it looks like we're good. So
Percy is not a dancer.
Okay. Looks like we're good to go anyway. Make sure to be ready. 20-second countdown starting now. The death wall will be the outer circle, so move out of it. 10. 5, be ready to pull. Get ready to use your actions on pull. Fight starts off with a raid wide be between 4 and 3 to start. It's a good idea for this first set of swords to be in melee range in the middle. Check your stance if you're not Torgan, please turn it off. And save spots will be a little bit off center, going from going from east to west, but it's a little off center. West east, sorry, yeah. Wait for 2 slashes and then cross over. That's 1. That's 2. Cross over. Looking east. Running southeast. You're ready to be inside the hitbox. Inside the hitbox. It'll be a shared tank buster. All the tanks at the front. Everyone else get behind. Try to position Training Seeker facing north. He doesn't have to be in the middle, just face it north. And solo tank buster here. Back for chains. And when we break our chains,
Knocked into a barricade.
knocked into a barricade. There'll be a raid wide after this. And get ready to stack to share a line attack. So get behind and smashes. Oh, sorry. Go to south, and get knocked into a barricade.
Knocked into the barricade at 3.
Good time to circle around. Now we're going to get a raid wide. This will be followed by stacking to share a line attack, so get behind. Bones will be out. We're also going to be baiting line attack, so you can just stay right here for a second. Try to stack on top of each other. You're going to dodge these. And then it's going to jump to stone or sand. Get on sand. This will have earth shakers the next time it does this. The earth shakers will occur last. So it'll be stone or sand, then earth shakers. Earth shakers come from the middle. You want to get away from the party if you have them. Get on stone. Earth shakers route. Move them away from the party. And we'll repeat this, but the opposite. So be on sand. Earth shakers away first. And stay on stand. And then we have get away from the lines here. Get ready to stack. Stack north.
Inner curtain cross.
Okay, inner corner, we skip that?
Yeah, we push. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
It's 45% for that push.
So we're gonna get comets next. Be ready to run behind the very first one. So stack between 3 and 4 for now. Comets are starting at... Get to 1, get to 1. Okay, we're gonna start at 1 north, and then south.
1342. 1342.
Oh, 1, 3, 4. Thank you for the call. Go to 3, 4, stay in close, and get ready to cross over to 2. After that, you'll look south, and then go north. Look south, but go north. That was a really rough one. Stack for chains by the boss.
Off tank is down.
Be a raid Y here. After the raid Y will be a solo tank buster. Now we're gonna get swords with stone and sand. Okay, so south to north, starting on stone, cross over after 2 swings. 1, 2, cross over, end on sand. And go on stone. Going to look east, run northeast. Line resolve last here. We're baiting lines, so stack close to each other as best as possible. Oh no, that's the right way. We're skipping this. Okay, so next phase, be in the hitbox, Okay, we're gonna slow our DPS just a little bit, and we're gonna do the mechanic and then do LB3s from the middle. Clone is north, and it will be
Behind barricaded 2 to start.
behind barricade 2, and then we're crossing from east to west on the clone, east to west. Be east of the clone and finish west after 2 swings. Go do the mechanics. Break chains. After chains break, you can do LB3s from the middle. Break your chains and LB3 from the middle. We can get a rise on Foxy, that would help. But just kill it, I guess, at this point. You can kill it. Start on stone.
Stone knocked into a barricade.
Thank you for the backup calls. Don't proceed forward. We have a preceptor for the duelist here that's going to find the bomb traps. If you don't go beyond Percy, we need to do some arising.
Oh, you can go beyond Percy. It's right here.
The Reaper LB may have been the undersized group. I'm not sure. So. Oh. Okay, yeah. And when I call for LB, I think we all know what happened, but when I call for LB, it's for healers only. They canceled it, so it's okay. Okay, so Paxi, when you are ready to receive your group buffs and stuff, you can do a countdown in-game to time the buffs. The rest of us, we're still doing our rises, so let's wait for that, but we can start heading to Dahu. If you need to take a break, Dahu is the fight to take a break on. But it should only be about like a 5-minute. All of our rises are done. The countdown, if Paxi does it, is not for the poll. Paxi, if you just want to do a countdown to time the buffs, that's the time to do it. Any tank can main tank whoever pulls it will be the one. Just don't pull it yet. We're waiting for the duelist to start the duel. And waymarks. So the Spitflame waymarks 3 and 4 are always resolved last, and if we get to the second set of Spitflames, it's important that the 3 and the 4 go north, because we want those safe spots to be for the tanks that get flares to get pushed back into 3 and 4. So just try to get the 3 and 4. They're the more important ones if you target it.
Pull, the duel started.
Yeah, I was just finishing my sentence, but yep, we are good to pull. It's going to do a lot of ground attacks, so watch your feet. 5 sets of these. And then after all of these, it's going to charge in our direction. Do not be in front of Dahu when it charges. Gearing up to charge, don't be in front. And then it turns, try to dodge the conal, don't be in front of Dahu's direction, and get ready to run close to Dahu, get out of the conal. Bring it to the middle. Start seeing a set of split flames, and for melee players there'll be a half room cleave, so it's best to stay in the hitbox. That way you can just sidestep the cleave. So 1 and 2 south, 3 and 4 north on the spit flames. Just make sure to get on a lion so that one of the lions die, so that they're safe spots for us. Get ready to cross over after this. And you take a knockback to a safe spots. Get ready to get close to Dahu. It's going to do 5 cleaves. The second cleave spot is safe for all players to just stand. So this is the first one. 2. We can stop moving from this point. Tanks, beyond putting on your tank stances, main tank, you can take it off. We're going to fight for AoE. And AoE these mobs down. Once all of these mobs are down, main tank, put your stance back on and provoke after these are all dead. Provoke Dahu, I mean. Alright, provoke Dahu. and we're going to see a bunch of stuff happen. Watch your feet for everything. There will be all the mechanics we've seen before. There will also be a half and cleave, so melee ready to be in the hitbox and cross over. Crossing over now. Split flames 1 and 2 south, 3 and 4 north. These are important, so try to go to the spot. 1 and 2 south, 3 and 4 north. Tanks with flares go to 3. Everyone else go to south. Flares go north. Invuln alpha. Okay, never mind. You're good. All right, there is a coffer on the north exit. Make sure to grab this because you cannot return once you cross over.
That's impossible.
Duel failed, so
Okay.
we will need someone to hop into C at some point.
Well, Group E is undersized, so why don't we have like Aminosa drop out of C and join or drop out of E in Group C and go into Group C. Paxi, what you're going to want to do is leave the party so that we can get C up with a
Yeah,
LP3.
and then Evelyn, when we get to Queen's Guard, we'll mark Aminosa and just invite him to the party.
Okay, before we do this, where are my early markers? Just want to make sure that we have the...
Yeah, the 1 mark over there.
have all these DRS markers. There we go. So for this, we're actually going with Slimes North, Golems South. No, Slime South, Golems North. Slime South, Golems North. So 1 should be Sheila, 2 should be Lori, 3 should be Xavier.
There you go.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so in this situation, A should be Sheila, B Lori, C Xavier, 1 Evie, 2 Azumi, 3 Malhi. So just recognize which person in your party is doing the reflects. If they go down, if you die as the reflect person, just yell in shout chat what number that you are taking so that your party can pick up your spot or someone else in another party can. So again, we are doing Slime South, Golems North when we get to the last phase. Tanks, be ready to provoke the aura spheres and use your invulns if you get marked with the aura spites. And also, when you're fighting the honeycomb stuff, just make sure not to attack into a honeycomb so you don't get doom effects. Yes, Lori. We'll post it again in DRS General. So if you're not in our thread, look in the DRS General. In fact, all players, if you want to watch, because if your party's reflectors go down, you might want to know the spots here. So look in DRS. Little Foxy is going to post that. Can you? Oh, I don't have the stuff available. If someone else can post.
Here, hang on.
I don't know the commands and stuff. For healers, for the first part of this, what you want to start slotting Spell, Forge, and Steel Sting. And you can go by the both the things that are so the reflect spots and all that is settled. Group E might need help with Steel and Spell. Why doesn't Group E line up towards where Pork Chops is? Because I don't know if you have both.
Yes.
You do? Never mind then. I thought Group E was just...
No, I'm sorry. I accidentally was not muted. I was not speaking for that.
Oh.
My apologies.
So Audrey and Azumi don't have a healer with Spell of Steel.
Oh, Azumi's a healer, but I don't know if they brought.
Oh, Azumi's a healer.
I mean, either way, it's just me. There's 2 of us that need it, so I'm not sure they need to bring both just for me.
Well, are you settled, or what do you need?
I can just mark myself if they can make sure to hit me. Anybody.
Okay, so you mark yourself in. If it starts Basically, if anyone can see Audrey's marker, they're going to want the opposite of whatever is cast because they're Dark Knights, so they're going to want the opposite of whatever. All right, if you're ready, step to the Seaway marker. If you have any questions about anything, now's the time to ask before we start.
Oh, Zumi has both apparently.
Does everybody know about the show hole meme? No, I only got 1 minute for my protecting shell.
We should be fine on this fight.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing. Zath, Zashara, I forget how to pronounce your name. You're going to start off with the first rend on all of the ads. And then after that, it will be Azriel and Aurora doing rends. And then why don't we have Azriel do the rends on the outside mobs, Aurora on the middle mobs. After that, it will be Zath and Phil. Why don't we have Phil do the outside mobs and Zashara in the middle. Tanks, I forgot to assign tanks. If we can have a main tank. Entoma is going to be on the outside because they have Dispel for the warrior. So Entoma is going to be one of the main tanks. And who do we have for the middle main tank? Can be anybody.
I tanked the middle tank
Okay.
last week, but I'm happy to do it again if someone else doesn't want to.
No, let's just go with what we did last week. So Hichachi will be the tank for the mobs in the middle, and Toma will be on the edges. As was mentioned last week, after the initial 15 seconds when they split tanks, don't be afraid to put your tank stance on, so that if things go wild, you'll be on the aggro list. But so that's after they split. I'll call it out when off tanks want to put on stances. And again, we don't have duelists, so don't worry about that. So if you're ready, step to the C. We still have one in the death wall. All right, Sheila moved. Let's do a 20 seconds countdown. Don't worry about it, Lynn. This fight's not that bad. The only raid bites that can kill us will kill everybody. Use all of your actions and stuff at the start of the fight. This will be 2 raid wides, although we might skip the second one. Alright, we're going to skip the second one. We're going to bring the warrior to the edge, and the knight stays in the middle. Warrior to the edge, knight in the exact middle. Good job positioning. Get ready to get hit with yellow if you need it. Apply yellow, remove purple. Everyone needs to be doing, physical. This is, we're going to see bombs out soon. Big moments. Sword Omen on the middle. So we're going to get to the edges of the arena. Tethers. Okay, so tethers go to large, not tethers go to small. Don't be in the line of the. Don't be in the middle of the arena because that's gonna hit you. Sorry, that was late. You drop first, get to a safe spot.
Oh, come on.
A little bit more damage on the knight. Warrior is boosting. Be ready to dispel the warrior. This will be followed by a raid wide. And we're going to see another set of tethers. For this, tethers will be going to wind, non-tethers going to lightning. The swirly bits, if you look top down, are rain. Try to stay close towards the middle. So tethers to wind. There will be a spot in the middle of this up to tethers to wind. Sword Omen, you're going to be going away from the knight, hop sprints at south. See? Way at the edge of the arena. Get back to the mobs here. Try to keep them separated. Try to bring the knight to the middle of the arena. This is the raid wide. Be followed by tank busters. A bit more damage on, right even. No, but more on the warrior. We're gonna need another set of yellow or purple. Apply yellow, remove purple. We're going to see bombs here. Shield Omen on the knights. We're going to get a knockback to the correct bomb here. From the knight, a knockback from the knight. Tethers are going to small. Yep, tethers to small. Tethers to small. Oh, not tethers to large.
Not towards C or D or 1.
If you drop first.
Oh, God damn it.
Someone needs to pick up the knight. Any tank.
Oh, my razor went off.
Antoma is boosting. Dispelling. Antoma. Okay. This is raid wide here. Why don't we kill the warrior? And then on this far end. So I don't know.
Oh, it's just a repeat. Feathers to win.
Feathers to win. Sword Omen though, so be ready to sprint now. Alright, bring the soldiers to the wall. And put guard in the middle. Oh, you gotta separate them.
The soldier.
Both of them. Soldier needs to go to...
It's gonna be locked in place for a bit. We might be able to recover right after this.
Move
but-
gunner if you can.
Yeah. This is just gonna be ugly. Alright.
Alright, so... I'm gonna need help calling this, but C and A are the small ones.
Safe spot is C. Show your hold to the gunner at 2.
Thank you. And then after the gunner attack, show your hold to a turret on the edge. The gunner attack is happening now. Show your hold to a turret.
And now soldier to the wall.
Soldier to the wall, gunner in the middle.
Okay, good, I'm alive.
Okay, soldier out to the wall if you can. Thank you. Now the gunner to the center. Raid by going out now.
Alright, we're gonna get snipers and turrets soon. Tanks, be ready to invuln the turret attack when it gets to max cast.
A lot more damage on the gunner.
Here come the gun turrets. Tanks be ready to provoke and invuln when the cast is full. The turrets need to die priority.
Great red.
As the second turret needs to die if you're able to. The tank buster next. Oh, no, keep moving, keep your character moving, keep your character moving. We're going to do this mechanic next, and then we'll be doing LB3s in a moment. Just hold the LB3s for a second. The tether ones are not safe, so tethers are
Untethered
4 and
starting
2.
at
So 1 and 3 are safe ones. They're going to jump around though, so give me a second.
Safe spot is B. Beta.
Show your hold to the gunner first, and then a turret.
Gunner's in the center this time.
Now to a turret. If we can LB3 from the middle now, tanks just bring them to the edges first. Let's separate these. Take LB. Sorry, this is gonna like us.
What?
That was tethered AoE.
If you have aggro and Vuln if you can.
Healers, if you still have LB3, try to use it. If you're a healer that needs a rise, mark yourself. This is just the normal thing. I've never seen this far, but just dodge the lines here. And stop moving now. No, just stop moving your character and stuff. Wait for the pyretic to resolve.
And then Enrage will be after the straight web. Or after the stink cluster.
We have enough time to do another attempt. So we're gonna do another attempt after this. What we're gonna do is try to get to Queensguard as soon as possible, and then when we get to Queensguard for the next attempt, we're gonna take a moment for one. I'm gonna need some like constructive criticism about calling, because I know I messed up some stuff. So if you have that in mind, just wait until we get back to Queensguard, because I will need some advice. And then also, if you have any questions, we will go over stuff for Queensguard before we do the poll. But we should be able to get to Queensguard pretty quickly in time. Use a Nura Razor and Pure. Golems, you're going to drop down to Golem's voice channel again. Make sure to get Protect north of the...
Well, that sucks. At least I got my ice cream. Apúrate. I don't know if she sent me the paper yet. Visor 2.
If we could have everybody on their golem that they were on beforehand. Looks like everybody is in their position and all ready to go. If we could start handing out our ready checks. Foxtrot is ready. Delta is ready, just waiting on Echo.
Oh, we're here.
And Echo's ready.
We had a DC and slimes, right?
Yep, there's DC. The countdown has been started.
I don't believe it.
Tanks, have your tank stance on. Get ready to pick up your golem. Do not head to the second half. No trap has been found. Feel free to head to the second half. DPS, get ready to DPS down the blue golem.
Fuck! Tank's dead. Tank is dead.
If you could have someone provoke the white golem. Healers, get ready to Asuna. Asuna now.
Shit.
Interrupt if you need to. Do not DPS the blue golem. Let's head to the green golem instead.
This golem needs to get out of the green room. Thank you.
The tank for the blue room is down.
Interrupt
the tank
except
for
for
the
the
white.
blue golem. Well, this is certainly going to be interesting. Let's just kill the golems that are the correct color.
Kill the green.
Hey, the hallway golem needed to be grabbed. The southwest just ate a hallway golem.
Kill the green that's in the green room and go to the red and kill the red afterwards.
Interrupt if you need to. Be careful with the blue golem. Keep it running. In both south rooms, keep it running.
Healer's dead.
We're gonna need an interrupt in the southeast room.
Pick up the holy golems. Pick up the rune golems. We might actually have to call a golem wave.
Happens sometimes. Interrupt.
Blue golem's now blue. Kill the blue golem.
My bad, guys. Fuck.
With that fusion damage buff, that's just too much to handle.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
I'm very unlucky, tank.
Just gonna call it a golem like here, as this we won't be able to kill before the
we can't.
Reaper.
Yeah, we can't do all of these, so let's just go.
Everyone get in the middle to the trap.
Oh, there's.
Just let him merge up. Do it.
Who is because I don't know, who's the preceptor for golems?
Yeah, I don't think.
That
Okay,
was
Chris is
just
gonna
my
cover
fault.
it.
I stepped in too early. There.
No. So the preceptors are supposed to go into the rooms as we're going in to percept to make sure we don't run into a trap on accident. So that's what I'm asking, because it doesn't seem like the last couple times they've gone in, so I just wasn't sure if we had one. I mean, I thought we did.
They took care of the middle trap, and then they immediately ran north.
Okay, because the south traps aren't getting grabbed, and so the tanks keep running into them, and it keeps killing them.
Well, how about we just have all the tanks pop invuln before going into the room? That way, we won't have to deal with any traps.
Well, really, Percept needs to do mid, and then do any south rooms if there's a south trap, and then do the north is typically how that goes. Because the party's going to be going usually the south rooms first, that way they're clear.
Sorry, blue golem tank just left the party.
They'll be back in a sec. They're just grabbing some
I-
fragments real quick.
That's a
Okay.
Sure, real quick.
Arthur, the party finder is back up.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you're a golem tank, you don't need to run into the rooms immediately. There's a pretty good stretch before you need to go, so let the Perceptor do their thing. Just stand in the doorway. There's no cleaves from any of the golems. It's 100% single target, so you can just stand in the doorway, wait Percept if needed, and then run in afterwards.
If we don't have the Perceptor, or if things are not going well, we can always just have the tanks in Fallen before running to the rooms, except for the red golem, of course.
Do we know why people are leaving?
Chad, it sounds like they're all going to get pures.
Yeah,
Okay.
either it's like something different otherwise.
Yeah, the healer in D is out to get a pure. I'm not sure what's going on in C.
I've already got my cures.
Wait, people leave parties to get pures. That means they leave because they do crossflow travel or something?
They might have had to go into Zadnor or Snowfront to buy them. They use their clusters to go buy them.
Okay.
Well, that's what some people do. That's why they leave the party. Otherwise, you wouldn't need to if you're just going to market for it.
I see, okay.
Also, I'm happy to do it. It worked out fine this time, but I did not have a interrupter for red.
Whichever position we were in, we should have stayed in that position just to make sure that things like this do not happen. I can always just go through the whole explanations of golems if we all need to recap on what we need to do.
Sounds like Sarah will interrupt with for me. Like I said, I was able to get the interrupts last time, so it wasn't an issue. But yeah, it sounds like Sarah's going to help me out with that. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, it is possible to do it as the tank yourself on the red golem. You just have to be really careful with it.
Okay. Tenak and Mark.
If you want red to be a little easier as well, it doesn't need to be red immediately. You can interrupt the first one and then let it turn to red later. You just need to be aware it's going to hit a little harder as green.
No, I think it's okay as red. I've got an interrupter, and I was able to do the interrupts myself for safety if needed. So
okay. Yeah. When we do low man stuff, we typically rotate it until it's ready to die, and then when it's about to get to its turn to die, then we let it go red.
Just make sure
that way you don't have to worry about it.
Just make sure that once it does turn red, to let the main tank target it first, because if the interrupter is doing damage while they're interrupting, they could possibly attack first and take permanent tether aggro.
Yeah, I've seen auto attacks do that.
What I have found out though is if you have a green golem take 4 physical damage stacks, then turn to red, it will deal 999 damage. So just the 4 physical stack buffs from absorbing 4 golems, the 3 natural damage buffs, as well as it being the red golem, just caps out on the damage.
Somebody left.
They're heading to C. Make sure to repop your preload, your pure essence, and your re-razors. You should not have to repop any of your actions, as you should not have used any on the golems.
Just to double check, make sure you use your pierce and your erasers before you drop down.
Once you have used your preload, please make sure to swap it to your normal holster. If you feel like it, please wait in the main area to receive Shell 2. If you do not need or want Shell 2, please feel free to hop to the pad immediately. However, we are hopping on the right side pad or the east side pad to get to the golem side. All tanks, please make sure you have your tank stances on. Here. Looks like there is a trap southwest and no trap southeast. So that means there's the trap southwest, trap in the middle of the hall, and one random trap in the north. So for our Preceptor, please make sure you percept the trap in the middle, then go to the southwest room and percept the trap in southwest, then start heading up to the north rooms. We will need a physical range to interrupt the red golem, so if a physical range would like to join me over here.
I think Sarah Itea said they were going to do that.
Okay.
Also, just to be clear for golems, while I'm waiting for traps to be percepted, should I be just inside the room? Do I need to be physically in the room, or am I okay, like in the doorway?
There is two possible spawn locations for the traps in the rooms. One of them is directly in front of the room as soon as you enter. So if you do want to enter your room before your room has been percepted if it has a trap, make sure to head in the slightest amount, then walk across the wall. You do not want to go anywhere near the middle of the room until it has been percepted, as the trap is either directly in front of the room or at the very back behind the pad.
Just wanted to make sure standing in the doorway with the golem wasn't going to cause problems.
Yep, standing in the doorway is fine. Just keep in mind that they might have a tether.
Thank you, sir.
It looks like we have our tanks and healers in all positions. We have our hallway golem, south hallway tank in the back, and our north hallway tank up front. Please make sure to keep Percy healed, as they will be taking a lot of damage, being the north golem, the north spawn pad tank. And it looks like if we could get our ready checks out, we should be all good to go. Just as a reminder, there's a trap in the southwest, middle of the hall, and one random one in the north. Foxtrot is ready. Delta is ready. Just waiting on Echo. Echo is ready. And the timer has been started. Tanks, once again, make sure you have your tank stances on. Once this door is open, do not head to the second half until the middle trap has been percepted. Do not head in the blue room as well, as there's also a trap in the blue room. Do not go to the second half. Middle is percepted. Blue room is percepted. One more random in the north. DPS, get ready to DPS down the blue golem. Last trap is in red. DPS on blue golems, get ready to Asuna. Asuna, your tank's now.
Oh my god, I'm about to die.
Interrupt if you need to.
Stand clear of the red room trap real quick.
Still waiting.
Blue is down. Let's head to the green golem. Interrupt if you need to, which will be all of them. All the golems are up. Please pick them up.
Was there a trap in the white golem's room?
No, there's not.
Okay, so he can go in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that there's no risk of of hallway golems getting eaten.
Trap is blue, middle, and red.
The hallway should only merge with the green, I believe. White should be safe.
Interrupt your golems. Green is down. Let's go to the white golem. And yes, only the green golem can eat the hallway golems.
I'm about to die.
Make sure to keep that white golem on the pad. Save your burst on the white golem, wait for a compaction. Interrupt your golem. Compaction being cast, use your burst, kill the white golem. And onto the red golem. We will be getting it down to 20%. Once we hit 20%, make sure to pop your invuln and get it on the pad. Interrupt the golem. Pop invuln and get it on the pad. Kill the red golem. And that is all. Do not jump on the pad. Do not jump on the pad.
We have a body in E.
Yep, make sure all party members are alive before hopping up.
They disconnected there by the entrance. They disconnected as combat started, so they just came back dead.
Gotcha. And is it just me, or is anybody else hearing that the hallway golems are spawning?
I'm hearing the same thing, yeah.
It confused me at first. I'm like, wait, hold on a second, what's happening? It's just gonna go on forever.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much.
And they're moving up. And make sure to grab your coffer. It is personal loot. Thank you for the waymarks. Let's do the same tank situation and run situation that we had before. I forget who is what, but you should all sure know what it is. Make sure again to grab your coffer. You cannot get it.
Gotta get my fries.
And when you're ready, go to the C-way marker. Make sure to use another re-raiser if you need to, and food buffs. The outer circle here will be a death wall, so try to move to the C so know that you're ready. Hi, Percy. I'm going to try without backup calls to really push myself here.
Gotta get my fries ready to die.
Okay, it looks like everyone seems ready, so let's do 20 seconds. That will help Lori to do it in yell chat. Alright, so the fight starts off with the raid wide. Or get ready to use all of your actions. It starts off with the raid wide. You can stand between 3 and 4 for the raid wides. Also, kind of get close into melee range because we're going to see swords, and it's easy to size up the swords in melee range. Face it north. Watch out for tank stance if you're not in the main tank. Okay, it's off center, and it's going to be 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, 4. So that's a crossover after this first swing. Crossover. 2. 4. Get ready to cross over to 4. Then look west and run north.
Shit.
Gather close to Seeker after we're baiting chains. Nope, inside the hitbox, inside the hitbox. And this will be a shared tank buster first, so tanks in front. So a solo tank buster next. Then jumps to the middle. It's gonna jump to the middle soon. Gloat from the thing is a knockback. No glow is behind. So stack for chains. Watch for the glow here. Get knocked into a barrier. Break your chains. Knocked into a barrier. Knocked into a barrier. Any barrier. We're going to see comets. We're going behind the first comet here. 2. And then get behind a barrier, knocked into the barrier at 1. Knocked into the barrier at 1. And then gather close. There's a raid wide. Also going to be stacking after the raid wide. So stack for a sheer attack here. That's the attack. We're going to see stone and sand mechanics next. Oh, baiting lines, sorry. Just dodge these and then we see stone and sand. This first one, we're going to go to sand, be on sand. The next set of this, we're going to see the stone and sand resolve first, and then earth shakers resolved after. Watch the middle for the earth shakers, and get away from the party if you get it. Kind of stack between 2 and 3 to make it simple. Trying to go to stone. Earth shakers resolve last. Check above your head, move away from the party if you have earth shakers. Wow. Earth shakers resolve first, and then end on sand. And then we have lines here. Ready for a clones here?
It's a cardinal.
Oh,
It's a cardinal of the
pass.
ball.
Yep, okay, we passed. Inner cardinal, thank you. This is going to be a comets mechanic. Starting at 3. Okay, so going to 3, 2, 4, 4,
4, 2, 3, 1.
4, 2, 3, 4, crossover, 2, 3, 1, look south, and go east. Okay, I'm dead, so I might mess up calls here, but stack for chains. Okay. Tank Buster will be Merciful Arc. That's this. We're going to see Fourfold Mercy with Stone and Sand mechanics. Okay, west to east, starting on sand, starting on stone, starting on stone, west to east. Cross over, and on sand. And stone again, stone again. We're going to be baiting, look south, and then go south as well. Bait, lines resolve last, lines resolve last. And this will be followed by a raid wide. We're going to try to get to the hitbox here. Inside the hitbox. We're going to see a knockback or a hide with swords next. Wait for the healer LB3s. Take the knockback or two. The hide. Hide at healer. I can't see the clone. I can't see the clone.
2 barrier. Hide at the 2 barrier. A?
Can't see the
Oh,
clone.
I'm dead.
Blank? Oh, it's 1 blank, sorry.
After this stack of chains, after the chains, we can LB3 from the middle. If you're a healer that needs a rise, make a mark above yourself. Let's just kill Seeker. Let's be on sand, and be. I can't see.
Behind a barrier, behind a barrier, behind a. Okay, we're good.
Okay, so dying on the south part when the clone is north is hard. Thank you for the helpful calls, Percy. Okay, so Perceptor is the duelist. Make sure to grab this coffer.
A sinner, please.
I'm gonna give a second to catch my breath, and then we're waiting for the duelist to pull. Once the duelist starts the engagement, wait for the 15 seconds. 15-second countdown starts when the duelist pulls. We can have anyone tank Dahu. It's whoever pulls first can be the tank. Just if you're not the first person to pull, turn your tank stance off when the fight starts. Arthur hasn't really got a chance to tank stuff, so let's have Arthur tank it. Alright, so we're gonna pull in like 10 more seconds, just wait a second, and then we'll be on the purple line, make sure we're all ready. Alright, we should be good to go.
Borg, the markers.
I forgot the markers, but just know that there's lions on the north and lions on the south. 3, 4 north and 1, 2 south. Dodge the 4 attacks. Dahu's going to get ready to charge. Don't be in front of it. It's charging now. Don't be in front of it. And then it turns. There'll be a conal, so start running to where Doggo will end. Dodge the conal. We get spit flames from the middle. Again, there'll be lines around the arena. It doesn't have to be exact, but just if you get a 1 or 2, take it to a line on the south. If you get 3 or 4, take it to a line on the north. There'll also be a half-twin cleave for melee players. Be ready to be in the hitbox and sidestep that. So 1, 2 south, 3, 4 north. Or just get on a line. Just make sure you're on a line so that there's safe spots. Get ready for this half-twin cleave. Get ready to sidestep it. Sidestep. And watch for there be an open space and get a knockback to the open space. Looks like the northeast side is very safe. We're going to get close back to Doggo. They'll be rotating here. So be on the second spot it rotates. Cross over if you need to get close. This spot is safe. Stop moving here. For the next Spit Flames, it's important that we at least have a safe spot north and a safe spot south. So if you get 1 or 2, go south, 3 or 4, go north, and end up on a lion. Other than that, tanks, make sure your stances are on and picking up mobs. Also, you can turn yours off. And we're AoEing these down. After this, Arthur, put your stance back on and provoke, or you're down. Back up. If someone else can do it. So 9, get settled. Alright, so stuff's going to happen on the floor as well as a half-twin cleave. Spit flames are important that 1 and 2 go south, 3 and 4 go north, end up on a lion. Duelist was successful. Get ready to cross over in melee. From the spit flames. 1, 2 south, 3, 4 north. Make sure this is a safe spot south and north. It's like there will be. So flares, tanks with flares, you're getting pushed back north, everyone else is going south. Tanks with flares north, everyone else south.
Oh.
And now we're going to get repeating stuff. So second spin here will be safe. 1, 2, this position will be safe. We need a rise. And we do have the duelist this time. Congrats, we got congrats to the duelist. That means if we get through Queen's Guard, we get an extra coffer. Alright, so get the markers here. Just to reiterate where our positions are for reflects. Slimes we're gonna go based off this. So slimes will be going south here, golems north. We're gonna need Sheila on the 1-way marker. You'll be yep. Lynn Acme, can you take 2? Xavier will be 3. Azumi will be B. Malhi on C. And Evie on A. Evie will know where to go for that. That's good. Okay, so for the tethers, the way I'm going to call it, and it might take a second to see stuff, but basically what would help is also knowing what I'm calling so that you can help resolve it yourself. If the bombs are untethered, tethers go to small, the rest are going to large. In fact, I'm going to write this out so it's in chat. Tethers small. I'm going to leave that in shout chats for my reference and everyone else's reference. It's important, and we're also going to do it different on this one. So in Toma, basically all the tanks that were on slimes, you're going to be tanking on the edges, and all the tanks that were golems will be tanking in the middle. That way, if a tank goes down, we have backup tanks. Let's say about 10 seconds after we split, the off tanks put your stances on so that if the tanks go down, we have people to pick up the other tanks really quickly. And don't be afraid if it looks like a tank needs to provoke to split the enemies up for the raid wide to do that. We can always provoke back. Yes, these spots were for reflects. Again, it's up to your party to cover you if the person on your party is dead for the reflect. Hopefully that makes this a little bit clearer. It makes it a little bit clearer for myself. Hopefully everyone else as well. If anyone is confused before we pull, because this will be probably, unless we get the clear here, we'll still go on. But if we don't clear, this will be the last pull. So if you're confused, just speak up in chat now before we pull. Where is my... Did I overwrite it? Can someone put down waymarks for this? I'm not finding mine. Thank you. I hate that you cannot rename the slots, so it's just a bunch of Delibrum, Regini, Savage that I have no idea which one's which. Okay, so if you're ready, move to the C way marker. Is everyone settled on steel stealth boards and reflects and stuff? Okay, so at the start of the fight, we do have a duelist with a buff for this time, so tanks. Everyone's going to start off with tank stance on this. When they split, off tanks turn your stances off so that Entoma and Hachacha can establish. And then by the time that the bombs occur, tanks, you want to turn your stances back on after the bombs so that we have the backup enmity going. So see if you're ready. The outer ring will electrify, so I don't know if Lynn's here or not. Oh, they're jumping. Okay. Alright, so we're going to AoE use all your actions and stuff to start. If anyone ever sees Pack C with enmity, anyone wants to provoke. And again, try to do slimes tanks to the sides, golem tanks in the middle. You want the DPS to split though. Raid wide coming. we're gonna split these up. Warriors going to the wall with slime tanks. Knight in the middle with golem tanks. Colors are coming out. Apply purple. Everyone needs to be doing magical damage. Bombs will be coming out next. Sword Omen. Bombs are tethered, so untethered to small. And don't be in the line of the path there. And if you drop first, get to a safe spot. And then keep them separated because an AoE is going to come out. Warrior is going to be boost aiming, dispel the warrior. That's first. Then the raid wide separated. More damage on the knight. Tanks stay where you are though. Off tanks if you don't have stance on, now it's a good time to do it so that you're back up. Alright, tethers will be going to win here. The knight should be targeting that to see if it does sword or shield. Tethers still win. It is sword omens. We're getting away. And look for the nail. Up sprint. Nail. Go to D. Go to D. And then get back to warrior fast. Good job, Intelmo. Keep them separate. Walk it down. Alright, more damage on the warrior at this point. And we're going to get colors again. Everyone should be keeping purple. Why don't we kill the warrior here? And then kill the knight afterwards. Healers, you can slot in reflex at this point. Off tanks, turn your stance off so that main tanks can establish. Soldier to the wall, good job. Golem tanks are going middle, slimes to the side. Here come the frogs. I might need help on the call if I mess it up, but A and B are safe for now. We're going to watch to see where they jump. So just keep doing damage. We're watching to see where they land. Safe spot is C. Show your hold to the middle first at C and then to a turret afterwards. Gunner now. Turret now. Keep the bosses separated. This is a raid wide. More damage on the soldier. Turrets will be coming out soon. Tanks be ready to provoke the turrets, and if you have enmity on it, you're going to want to invuln when the turret's cast is almost finished. All the damage needs to focus on the turrets. They are coming out now. All the damage on the turrets. And be ready to hip invulns. That was the raid. Why did I miss that call? Fire or ice is next. Ice is keep moving, fire is stuck.
How the hell did I die?
Keep moving, keep moving. So we're going to watch where the tethered clones jump. I mean, the untethered clones. The untethered clones. So watching the ones. Safe spot should be D. D, point your hold to the middle. Wait, no, we're not. That's dead. Slime south, golems north. Slime south, golems north. Reflects, healers get in position to reflect. Tanks focus on the aura spheres. If you get the marker, invul in it. Watch out for the ward that you're not hitting a honeycomb. Wait for that to explode. Coat of arms, stop attacking. Position. Healers keep reflecting. Focus the damage on those wards. Stop attacking. Reposition. Aura spears are coming out next. Tanks be ready to provoke in that. Healers get ready to reflect. Aura spears are out. DPS focus on the wards. Stop attacking. LB. Hold damage. Hold damage. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Alright, well, we could have gotten LB3, but it was too close anyway. Good job, everybody. 2 coffers here.
How did I die? I don't understand.
I wasn't able to watch everything, but great job, everybody. We progressed, so we're gonna get through Phantom. Phantom's not a hard fight. And we're not gonna do a demonstration on Queen. I'm not fully prepared for Queen as far as like great explanations, but we're gonna do an attempt so that you get to see what some stuff is like. I will do some explanations, obviously. For Phantom, make sure that we have Banish slotted. If you have Banish, can you say it in show chat?
Jesus Christ, thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so the main thing for Phantom is movement. It's like Delirium normal, but a little bit more movement. When it does the weaving stuff on the north part of the map, the call will be donut bottom, circle top, and we go to wherever that position is, and then we run along with the dots on the floor. It's important that Banish is up at all times. And when we get to the second phase, when Phantom is untargetable, what we're going to focus on is that if you're a healer with Benediction, go into melee range and do Benediction on the white golems. First come, first serve. Whoever is in melee range, do Benediction then, and there will be one shot. If we have to heal bursts, because we run out of white mage Benedictions, we'll be calling for that. And we need markers, don't we? Give me a second. DPS will just focus down the red golems. There we go. All right, so if you notice the position here, usually it'll be either at A or D for the donut bottom, circle top. So if you want a position on the north side, it's actually safe to do that. Just don't run down the middle, run down the edges on the sides here. And the outer purple box area is a death zone, so please watch out for that. Why don't we do your ready checks and let me know in yell chat when your party is ready, looking for all 6, and then we can pull. And again, it's important that Banish is cast early. Group B is ready, Group A is ready. Any tank can be the one that tanks this. Who has not tanked something yet?
What?
Who has not tanked something yet? That's a tank. Did he want to tank this? Okay, A, B, C, D. No, we don't have E yet. C ready?
E's all here, I think. It's just 3 of us.
We're going to be starting by the north, either one side of northwest, northeast. Yes, we are dark. Starts off with, I think, a live. Make sure our banish is up. Good job. And we're looking on the weaving, the donut bottom, circle top. That is at A. So we're going to walk down the dots here. Follow the dots. There's a death wall at the end of this. Do not run into it. So you want to stop here. Wait for 3 lines on the side here. 1, 2. Alright, cross over to 2. Cross over to 2. A little bit late on that, sorry. Now we're waiting for 3 lines. Oh wait, no, we haven't seen it yet, sorry. Alright, we'd stay where we are. No, we're moving to 1. We're moving to 1. We're moving to 1. And then we're waiting 3. You can tell I have a lot of experience calling this. Luckily, it's a trash fight. One, 2, 3, and then after this one, cross over to 2. Wait for it to reach the end. That's 1, 2, 3. Cross over to 1 again. From here, white phantoms use benediction in melee range. DPS focus on fighting down the red ones. There will be 2 more sets of this. After the 2 sets, we'll need interrupt on the boss. It's like a by 4 heal on the wraiths. Okay, good job. Last set. Are they heal bursting at this point? One between B and C will need to be heal bursted. Be ready to interrupt Phantom. Try to do DPS. Save your job gauge though, or you can use your actions, but save your job gauge for Queen. Spin it to die faster. Commit to the kill. There is a coffer here. Do not proceed beyond the Preceptor here. We will need Precepts from Sarah. If you don't know, I don't know if you know the Precepts or not, but you can follow the group. Where the 1 is, make sure to run directly down the middle. Do not run to the sides. Like run straight to the middle of the room, then Percept. Okay, and there's another Percept that needs to be done at 2. Do not go beyond 2. Okay, there's more traps down the stairs after we go through the arena. There's one in the hallway, so don't just run into the next hallway. Dodge this, and then you can run up to 2 and Percept.
Do you have anybody who's down from that bomb going off?
That was just Lynn that took it.
No. Someone set the other one off too.
We're raising them.
Oh, we can go back and get them. You can travel back through this.
There's like 4 or 5 healers here. You should be able to get them up.
Okay. We're not going to do a demonstration because we're running late. And give me a moment for Queen stuff, or for about stuff. Get my little explanation thingy. Okay, so we need images in DRS general. Trigger bureau. Yeah. Okay, So your images got posted in DRS General. The ladder mechanic is going to be during bow phase. It's similar to normal, however, there's more temperatures and they resolve quicker. And you also have temperature mechanics at the same time and brands. The hot and cold pattern there on the left side and is zero. I think left side is temperature and top is brand. It's gonna be hard to explain it. I mean, hard to really get an idea of it until you first see it. But if you've done normal, there's the temperature mechanic that's in front of your face. Do not rely on that. Rely on the debuff icon. So if you need to change your status, your debuff status icons here, you're gonna want to do that because it's important to see what it is while you're resolving other mechanics. Now, with the hot and cold and the elemental brands, the brands resolve last always. So let's say you have temperature mechanic hot 2. You would normally need to get by a cold 2 to get to temperature 0. But you will also have a brand. So there's a chance that you have hot 2, cold 1. Just line it up with the table there. So if you have like hot 2, cold 1, you need to end up with hot 1. I mean, cold 1. Because you want to always end up opposite of the brand, not the temperature. We will need shells on everybody for this. So shell 2, if you could stay on the side of the bridge to get shell 2 when you move. I have extra shell 2. I can start passing them. There will be shared tank busters during the fight. So we also need Aether shields slotted when the raid wides are being called for. Everyone needs. We need Aether shields for the damage reduction and stuff because these raid wides will kill people. So if you're the tank with the Aether shield, make sure to slot it in. What else am I missing for animations? You can use tracing, but I also will be calling a normal ladder or reverse ladder. I always look at the 1 and the 2. If it's close to the top, it's the normal. If it's further away, it's reverse. There are forced marches and stuff during this fight as well. And forced march is always 2 blocks. So if you look at the pattern on the floor, there's like all these different squares. When you get a forced march, you will always move 2 blocks. So let's say pork chops is 1. I will always move 1, 2, and end up on the second one.
Except for sprint and if you're a ninja.
I would not use sprint during forced march.
And ninja goes, I think it's like 2 and not quite 2.5.
Okay, so sprinting, the only time that you need sprint is during bow phase when you're getting away from the flames. Everything else you really won't need sprint for. It's probably best when you're doing force march to never pop a sprint. For the sword mechanics, which is the cleaves, the way I'm going to try to do it, and I'm not been successful calling in the past, is by looking at the south mob, in which direction the south mob is facing. And I'm going to type out a little thing here. So if we can put up the waymarks for this, because I don't have them. East is 4. We are going to pull soon because I know people have to go. I know. Why are they underground? Are they underground for me? Anyone else?
For me too.
Heck? How did that happen? There we go. The 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle, there will be a save spot, and yeah, okay, I don't know how that happened. Unfortunately, we have to get going, so it's gonna be figuring out as we go along as far as the fight. So move up to C as you do it. We'll have better, fuller explanations, but let's just get an attempt in so you can see what things are like.
Poke, before the pool, can I add something for the healers?
Yeah.
So, if people die in the firewall, which happens before the bow phase, they can be rescued to the safe spot. They must not gap close and must not sprint. They just need to walk toward the safe spot, and eventually healers will rescue them. And lastly, I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but during staff phase, you must not raise people, because there will be no safe spot for them, and they will die. And
Okay, yeah. Typically at this point, if you are doing arises, it should only be on healers that have markers above them, and we'll rely on LB3s to raise everyone else, because for what was just said there. So stab. All right. If you're ready, move to the C. The outer square becomes a death wall. Main tank can be Shigaru, but you're gonna be sharing tank busters too. All right, we should be good to go. Let's do 20 seconds. Explanations were light. I'm sorry. Let's just do an attempt, have fun, see how it goes, and we'll learn stuff for next week.
You call this game fun?
I do.
It's our life.
5. So be ready for a shared tank buster to start. Also use all of your actions and stuff to start. Shared tank buster at the front.
Oh wait.
Adults, not out. Aether shields for the raid wide here. We're gonna start seeing the order of the. Alright, so sword is in front of Loud. Get out. If you don't know the timing, just get out now. And this will be behind Avowed, the last one, which means we have a march mechanic coming out soon. So you're gonna get forced march. There'll be a shared tank buster before that, so stand in front. Tank stand in front. Tank stand in front. Sorry, tank stand in front. Your marches are out. You're going to get marched to B or D. Make sure to position yourself correctly after the tank buster here, opposite of the flames that will appear. Pre-position now. Stop your cooldowns with 5 seconds. So if you need to stop your cooldowns, do that. March to D. March to D. If people die, try to rescue them. Ladders will be coming out. The temperature is out. You need to end opposite of the temperature. You need to get by one of these things. It's the reverse ladder. So end opposite of your temperature. They are going to start moving. Reverse ladder. So you're followed by a raid wide, so be ready to use Aether Shields. If you're about to die tanks, use your Aether Shields now.
Both of my killers are down. Someone else could take it.
Be in front of the valve. Be in front of valve.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, your temperatures are coming out here. It's about to feel untargetable. So safe spot is 2, safe spot is 2. You want to be you do not want to be intercardinal of 2. Do not be intercardinal of 2. Safe spot is 3. Safe spot is 3. Do not be intercardinal of 3. 4, sorry.
Thanks.
Okay, be ready for a ray ride. Aether shields. Next thing is going to be Saf phase. So get away from it if you know the timing. You're going to get towards the middle of the arena. There will be a force march. You're going to check your marches here, and then you'll get a temperature, and you want to march to the correct side. There's meteors first, though. Your temperatures are out. And then once these come out, you're going to get a quick march to your correct temperature. Look for it now. Stop attacking so you get to the right spot. And there'll be another raid one when we return, so get ready to use Aether Shields when you return. Now we're going to get into another set of the phases with an extra mechanic on each one. So this is bow, so get behind it, get behind it. Alright, so clones will be out at the edges of the arena. Look for those. And safe spot will be on the white squares. Hop, sprint when this is done, and then get to D after. Sprint to D. Okay, so this is where you're going to get a hot and cold, a brand, and a forced march. Temperatures will be coming out, and then brands are coming out. You want to end opposite of your brand. Quick march is coming out. You're going to move 2 squares to the correct spot where you end opposite of your brand. Reverse ladder. So line everything up. Good luck. This will have a raid wide and then a tank buster too. So make sure that whoever is tanking it to point it away. Everyone else will want to be not in the line of sight of the tank. This is a raid wide, so Aether Shields. After this is the tank buster. So we're gonna get staff or sword next.
So please turn the boss around.
You want to be in front of the sword, whichever one is. Okay, your temperature and brands are both out. You want to be ending opposite of your brand here. Is out. Safe spot is 1. Do not be intercardinal of 1. Safe spot is 4. The 3. Do not be intercardinal of 3. to be followed by a raid wide. Be ready to use Aether Shields. Okay, get out from the spin here. If you don't know the timing, get out now. Hot and cold are coming out. You're gonna get a quick march. This will be the meteors and stuff. I mean, not meteors, the orbs on the edges here. Your brand is out too. You're ending opposite of your brand. So, you're going to the opposite of your brand. Safe spots are white squares. Bravo Delta, Bravo Delta. I messed up that call. From this, we're going to see a raid wide, Aether Shields. And we're probably going to get Enraged next. Okay, this is the Enrage cast. So this will be it for today. Thanks for coming, everyone. We got a Queen attempt, a Avowed attempt in, so that's good. Hope to see you all next week. If you're not able to make next week, always just DM me. Hope you had fun. Thanks for coming. We are making progress. Maybe next week we can get the Queen attempt in. Thanks for everyone for coming. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Boris. Thank you.